I don't know if you're ready, but you're about to get activated because yes, the F you can. Every single day, because I gave you 7 plus a little bit more. So every single day, I give you something that you can use. Rotate them as you please. But you got one for more than every day of the week. Because yes, the F you can. You can do it. Whatever you want to put your mind to, whatever desire you have, you can do it. Because you've seen another human do what you want to do. You have seen it with your own 2 eyes. You know what we see in our heads comes to real life. So if you've seen it with your own 2 eyes already, it's already went through a manifestation process, meaning that it can happen again. Because if there's something in your head, you might be iffy on if it can happen again or if you could ever achieve it. But if you've actually seen it with your 2 eyes and it's already been materialized somewhere, and not just somewhere, but you have already seen it, especially if it's someone you know or someone you've spoken to before, or maybe someone you could get in contact with, something close to your realm, yes, the F you can. If you've seen a human do what you want to do. So have you seen it with your own 2 eyes? Then yes, the F you can do it. You've done harder things. There was something that you tried your damnedest to do, and you did it. There were some things that literally were harder work than what you're trying to do right now that you've already completed. You've done harder things. So you can do this too. There's no reason why you can do those harder things you've already accomplished, but not do this one. You're overly qualified, overly talented, overly capable to do this thing you want to do because you've done harder. Now, you may not know how you're going to do it or where. You may not know how or where. But there were some things that you've done already that you didn't know the how or the where for those either. You didn't know how you were going to get there, when you were going to get there. You didn't know where you were going. You were just taking steps along your path. And those things, my darling, have already been achieved by you. So yes, you can do it this time too. Because if you've done it before, if you've actualized it before, if you've manifested something before, if you've wanted something and it's happened before, use that same exact energy and that same knowingness to know that you can do it again. And when you come across lessons, do not fret. Those are golden pieces of information and lessons. So your losses are just your lessons. Take the lesson, leave the rest, move on. So you may not know the how or the where, but as you're trying things, as life is going, make sure that you pick up those losses, turn them into lessons, and leave the rest and move on as quickly as possible. The faster you can get over your lessons and all the no's and all the rejection is the faster to the other side of what you want. Now, the thing that you said you want in the past, the last thing you said you wanted, at that time, that was the hardest thing for you. Didn't you already do it? Like, when you set that goal for that thing and you said that you wanted to achieve it, you hadn't achieved it yet. It was hard in your head. You were like, how in the world? This is so even hard to wrap my brain around. Yet, you got past that. You just accomplished something that you wanted to do. So you can do it again. And it feels like, dang, but I'm doing it now and that was in the past. Well, when you were doing it in the past, that was your most current thing. So now you have a new current thing and you can do it. You can absolutely get past it. Because yes, the F, you can. Girl, you know you have a frequency, and you know you have a frequency of success and abundance. So I already know, you already know, that you stopped lying to yourself a very long time ago. Because if you could be a normal girl and settle, you would have already. Because we know this spiritual stuff takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of determination. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of time, energy, money, investment. It takes a lot of juicy inner work. If we could have just sat on a couch and been normal and settle, we would have done that already. But you and me stopped lying to ourselves a very, 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 very long time ago and recognized that we have a frequency of success. So yes, you can. Because if you couldn't do it, if you weren't the one for the challenge, if you weren't the one that was supposed to step up to the plate at what you're trying to step up to, whatever desire that is, then you would have just been a normal girl that could have settled for whatever. But you have specific desires. And even when you're knocked down, that lack mindset, it's only going to last a small second, because we're going to pick ourselves up from the ground, surround ourselves with the most amazing community, get in contact with all the things that are going to bring our abundance consciousness up and our money consciousness up, rise us back up, shrink our fear, and increase our frequency that we know we have. So you never actually thought that you would get past a certain point in your life, and you did. At one point, you were so confused if you were ever going to get out of that situation. You literally could not see your way out. At that time, you literally could not see your way out. It was the darkest time. But now you can look back and you can say, wow, I actually got out of that situation. Something you never thought you would have been able to get out of. And you did it. And there's places for you to grow. Money consciousness community is a great place for you to grow. There are so many money-based practices and strategies to stay in abundance mindset, to attract money, to reframe your relationship with money, and for when you're feeling lack somewhere, where someone who cares about money, who cares about spirituality, that speaks the same language as you, can uplift you and make you feel like the frequency you have is not strange, is not irregular. And acknowledge the fact that you're not normal and that you're not going to settle. Someone who can hold your hand and put your crown back on your head. That's what the community is for. And also, you didn't know how to do something that you know how to do now. That's why you can do it. That's why you can do anything. Because there was something that you didn't know how to do and you figured it out. So now, you have this new desire and you just feel like, oh my gosh, another thing to try to figure out. But you figured out the last one, so you'll figure out this one too. Don't get caught on the fact that it's not perfect. Because the fact that it's not perfect and the fact that it's not done yet. Right? The perfect path or not done yet. Because if you didn't know how to do something in the past that you know how to do now, guess what? The thing you don't know how to do right now is going to also turn into something that you learn. And then you're going to take the thing that you are struggling with now and you're going to say, oh, great, now I've learned that. Time to move on to the next. And you're going to push that thing down the line. And you're going to collect that golden star, put it in your pocket, and then you're going to move on to the next thing. So there's going to be things that you don't know. And right now you're literally just a girl working on the one thing that you don't know yet. And that's fine. But as long as you stay in places for you to grow, you hold that frequency as long as you possibly can, then nothing can stop your show. Nothing can stop your show. Because you already have the desire, you have the frequency. You've been through harder things. You've seen somebody already do it. There was something that was harder for you in your past that you've already done. Or something that, the last thing you did that was your biggest challenge at that time, your biggest hurdle that you were trying to get over, and you got over it. So I want you to recognize that today you might be feeling overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, I feel like I haven't come far. But really look back. Like, just pause the present right now and look back at all the things that you've done. Remember your power. Remember how far you've come. There are like 10 things that you did today as a norm that you prayed for. That you just did them as a norm. Like, yeah, this is just me. So that's going to be you in the next 5-10 years. Everything you're stressing about right now is going to be a long lost memory of how you even figured it out. You were like, I just do this in my sleep. This is the thing I do in my sleep. And people are going to look at you like, wow, that's amazing. And it's because you remembered, yes, I can do it. Whatever desire I have in my heart, whatever desire I have, I'm never going to let this show stop.